You accuse me of breaking the rules, and I tell you, I am playing by the rules. The very rules that you and I all agreed upon. The very rules that you and I all wrote together. So, yes, I'm guilty as hell, but then so are all of you. Yes, the system is corrupt, but you wanted a guardian at the gate like me, and why? Because you know I will do whatever it takes. And you have all
episode of Two Thumbs Down with the Keith, where I complain.
But it's also Happy Halloween!
Yes, the 31st fucking Stranger Things is out. And
You didn't like it.
it's not good.
You didn't like it. I did, but I liked the first season better.
I like the first season a lot better, but I thought that this season was like, it just didn't need to happen. Like they didn't need it. Like it just felt like a fucking dollar sign.
Well,
to me.
of course they needed to do it. Netflix is going under. Or it seems like it anyway, now that, Kevin Spacey, huh?
Fucking Kevin Spacey. How about that fucking House of Cards over here? Jesus Christ. Oh, by the way, we got Jade sitting in because I can't talk that much.
Hi, hello.
Yeah, fucking Kevin Spacey. Do you have his Twitter statement? Can you pull that up for
Yeah.
me? From what I gather.
Yeah.
Come out as gay and then just like admit that he fucks kids.
Kinda, yeah.
All in the same message.
30 years ago, he accidentally fucked 13-year-old boy pussy. Okay?
Okay, here's what happened.
He accidentally fell into the kid's asshole.
No,
It's not like you don't know when a boy is 13. Like, no 13-year-old boy passes as even remotely legal.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, his statement essentially was a deflection of like, oh, well, I'm gay. And
essentially.
In some way trying to excuse the fact that he's a fucking child molester. Like,
Okay,
that does not give you a pass.
Okay, so this is from CNN, so it's fake news, but Anthony Rapp accused him of sexual advances when he was 14. Apparently they were both like in a play production in New York, and Kevin Spacey invited this kid to a party, and when he got there, he realized he was like the only kid there.
Yeah.
So he got bored, and he went into like a random room, watched TV for a while, and then after like midnight, like he realized no one was in the house. Kevin Spacey came up and was like he looked like he was drunk from what the guy said.
Okay.
And he picked him up like a bride.
Like a sack of
And
potatoes.
then he just like put him on the bed and like laid on top of him and like started grinding him.
Nice.
And the kid's like, I don't like this, but okay. So
like you're Kevin Spacey.
yeah,
so.
he got up and then he left, and then that was that.
Okay. Here's my thing. I think that the reason they canceled House of Cards so quickly is because...
It was bad.
Well, yes, it's bad. It needed to die. But also, they know that there's more shit that's going to come out from this. Like,
Do you think there's going to be... This is a
There's
lone thing, or do you think it's going to be
there's-
like a Harvey Weinstein thing?
I think it's a fucking Bill Cosby.
Yeah?
There's no way that they would just drop a show that's been running for, 6 seasons now?
Going on, yeah.
Yeah, going on 6 seasons now at the drop of a hat over sexual assault allegations from 30 years ago. There is more to this
Or
story.
they're just being proactive and just nipping it out of the bud now.
Yes, that's the other theory, because they just might have needed an excuse
And
to
they're
kill the
losing
show.
money.
Right.
So,
You know what I've been thinking about, since last night? You know who John Wayne Gacy is?
yes.
Kevin John Wayne Gacy.
Crickets. Just cricket noises.
you're on a roll with these
Yeah,
puns.
that's... Good lord. Yeah, that was a thing. So yeah, essentially he took to Twitter and he's like, I have a lot of admiration and respect for the guy, and he's like, I'm sorry. But then he's like, he said, quote, this story has encouraged me to address other things about my life. I know that there are some stories out there about me, and that have been fueled by the fact that I have been so protective of my privacy. As those closest to me know, in my life I've had relationships with both men and women. I have loved and had romantic encounters with men throughout my life, and now I choose to live as a gay man. I want to deal with this honestly and openly, and that starts with examining my own behavior. End quote.
Okay, here's the thing. That worked for me, because I don't follow Kevin Spacey that closely. I don't really follow TMZ or any of that bullshit, but I have seen like on Reddit, the headlines are all Kevin Spacey comes out as gay. Kevin Spacey's gay. Kevin Spacey's bisexual. But I didn't know about the kid until you told me.
Yep.
It's all a fucking PR thing. It's just a deflection to take away, like, because you'll see those headlines and it's, oh, who gives a shit? He's fucking gay, whatever.
But
I don't fucking care about that.
That's not the meat of
That's
the
not the
story.
problem here.
Yeah, and apparently some other gay people have taken and said, like, yeah, fuck that.
Well,
no,
apparently
I don't
he's-
accept that as
Right.
you coming out, so...
Apparently, he's a known fucking creep. Like, that's like a thing.
That's so weird. I would never imagine him to, like, it's the same thing, it's like, you never want to meet your heroes.
Right.
Where it's like that sort of thing.
He's a good actor. I mean, I really liked fucking American Beauty, who he played a huge creep in, by the way. You know,
Attracted to an
child?
underage child, yeah.
Yeah.
You just write a movie in which I get to fuck kids.
Yeah. I mean, he was, 26 at this time, and then American Beauty came out, like, before the turn of the century? So...
What, 99?
99,
maybe?
2000?
Something like that? Yeah.
So, I don't know.
That's a good-ass movie, dude.
Yeah, dude, I love that movie. I mean, it it does... Knowing recent
Paints a bad
activity-
picture.
bad optics. I like to say that a lot, especially like did you see? Speaking of bad optics, the town of Wimber decided to pull the Guinness record of most.
Ghosts.
Yeah, did you see the picture?
No.
You should, because it looks like a goddamn Klan rally.
Oh my god.
Hold on, I'll pull up a picture here. It looks super just bad optics.
I saw the article in the paper about, like, hey, everyone show up with a white sheet over your head
Are
for
you
the ghost.
And they did.
And
Oh my god! What the fuck?
People came from like out of the state to join this.
281 ghosts outside the Grand Midway Hotel, October 28th, Civil War era.
So yeah, that happened
That
this
is
weekend.
insane! Holy shit! You can't make that up.
No.
That's crazy. What the fuck, dude? I've been out of the loop, man. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
man. Yeah, your fucking teeth have caused like some like time loop, and you're
God
just like,
damn.
you're out of it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
come to our super secret Spook Cucks Clan.
Yeah. Right.
Fuck that, dude.
God damn. So anyway, Stranger Things too, huh?
Stranger Things 2. I'm going to give you my thoughts, and I'm going to get your feedback here. Number 1, the new girl sucked.
Mad Max.
Terrible. Ruined every fucking scene that she was in. She destroyed season 2. Her brother.
Do you think?
Yes.
The whole season?
Whole fucking
The whole
season.
season.
She wasn't even in it
All
that
her
much.
fault.
She destroyed it for me.
Hell
I
yeah,
thought that
dude.
she was just so bad. Like, I understand that they're children, but I think what made season 1 so good was that the child actors and actresses were incredible. Like,
Yeah.
They're great actors. And then they bring this girl on there. Why, first of all?
Because 11 needs a little ginger girlfriend.
Well,
Yeah.
they needed a replacement for 11 because she wasn't in the series that much. And
Yeah.
so that's why. I
Spoilers,
understand
by
that.
the way.
Whatever. Fuck you. It sucks. They brought in this girl for no reason, and like every line, it was like her dad like just told her what to say, like before they shot it. And there were so many times where it's like you couldn't have done another fucking take there. Like really, you couldn't have done another take. Especially when Lucas takes her into the arcade, and she's like, "Hey, stalker, what are you doing to me now?" It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking serious? God damn.
I mean, frankly, I think she was just a plot device. Like, they needed some way to have like this coming of age. Oh, they've been through a lot, but they're still progressing through boyhood as normal boys, and they're
Yeah.
interested in girls now, and they're not such big nerds.
I think so
but
too.
they're
Yeah.
still big fucking nerds.
Yeah.
I don't. That's not what I'm saying, guys. I don't have a problem with them bringing on another female character. I have a problem with them bringing on a character that did not need to be in the show. I have a problem with them bringing on a character that can't fucking act. I don't care if she's 12 or whatever. She sucks. Get better.
This is a hot take here.
It's a hot
this is
take.
a hot take. Is that-
How much of that is the fault of her acting, and how much of that is the fact that she was given like shitty lines? Every line that they gave her was like sarcastic and like foamy.
Yeah, I feel like they painted this girl to
Ooh,
be
she's
like,
so edgy.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
They painted so I don't know if it was her acting as it was her writing.
That's a good point.
So I think her character was bad. I don't think the actress was bad.
And Stranger Things has never really been known for its great dialogue.
No,
You know,
yeah. I mean, it's essentially the Goonies.
it is the Goonies.
Or It.
Yeah. We watched a really interesting video essay the other day about it, and they had such a focus on toys in the show in
Yeah.
season 1, where Dustin had his Millennium Falcon or the D&D game,
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff, and they embraced that aspect of like childhood. Yes, of course, there was a lot of like 80s nostalgia pandering. I think what made it so innocent, I guess, was that in other TV shows or movies, like toys are usually brushed off as not important.
Yeah.
But in the show, like the walkie-talkies, the D&D game, even his Millennium Falcon, his Lego thing, they were important to the plot.
Yeah,
you know?
but it's also like now in this one they're starting to grow up as you see in the first
and that's
episode
not there.
where
You don't have
where
that
his mom
childlike wonder.
Yeah, because it's like they're growing up and like his mom makes Mike put his toys out
I was
as a
just about to
punishment.
say that,
Yeah.
She's like, I want 2 boxes of like all your toys. I want you to throw your toys
Yeah,
away,
exactly.
and give them to other people.
And they don't really
You're not allowed to be a kid anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't touch on the D&D aspect until they meet the Mind Flayer.
Which is a badass name.
I love that name so
Yeah,
much.
that's pretty that rules.
That looks like a Mind Flayer after
Yeah.
seeing that thing.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
sick.
was that thing in the Upside Down?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. And she closed the gate to the Upside Down?
Yeah. How about the...
It's like the Demogorgon mom.
Okay.
It's like the Ultra Gorgon.
And she like created the Demodogs, even though
The Doodle
Dustin
Dogs. Those were sick,
Dustin
too. I like
essentially.
those.
Yeah, those were badass. Even what's his name, Dart.
Yeah.
I liked how he retained his friendliness towards
Yeah.
Dustin,
Mm-hmm.
which was sad at the end when he died.
Dustin is the best character.
Dude, hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Hell fucking
Mm-hmm.
yeah, dude. Did you know that he has a foundation for, like... He gives some of his profits from the show, and, like, he has, like, a charity for people that have, like, that condition with his, like, lisp or
Yeah,
whatever.
or it's his teeth, right?
Yeah, his teeth are fucked
fall
up.
out and like don't come back.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
Yeah,
I know
like,
all
he didn't
about
grow
that.
His adult teeth.
Yeah.
I know all about that.
Yeah, your teeth falling out and not coming back.
5 fucking holes
Yeah, but
in
you
my
don't
mouth.
need those teeth. Evolutionary genetics have spanned, so you don't need those teeth anymore.
I'll tell you what redeemed the series, at least slightly, for me.
Was it Sean Astin?
Yes.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Samwise.
Why did he have to die?
I don't know.
Someone said that he's this season's Barb.
Where did he even come from, though? They
I
said
feel
that
like
he
Sean-
founded the AV club or something. Like he seemed like he should have been around.
Yeah, in the first season,
one.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Hawkins isn't that big of a town,
No.
right? So
Yeah,
it's
but
like...
they were just like, here's this guy Bob, and he's a big nerd, and he loves Joyce.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally
yeah.
not Samwise Gamgee. Doesn't have any of the same personality traits at all.
Yeah. I mean...
But I feel like Sean Astin, like, emailed the Duffer Brothers and was like, hey,
I want to be in this right now.
I fucking love
Yeah.
this show. Like, just write me a sort of important role. And that's
Yeah.
what happened.
But also make me die.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I don't want to be in that long.
I want to get eaten by the doodle dogs.
Yeah. The thing that I hated about this season was that fucking 7th episode, The Lost Sister.
That was terrible.
I didn't like that episode
was terrible.
at all. I don't even know why they even had to put that sister character in the story.
What did that add to the plot? What did that do for the show?
I guess to hone her
Separate
powers.
11 and teach her how to hone her powers.
Okay.
But also, like, they give her like solidarity with someone else. I think.
Yeah,
like
like
common ground.
Right.
I
Or, like
understand.
someone who really understands 11.
yeah, not just like the group. Even though you would say like Mike Mike understands her, but I guess not as much as
Not to the degree. That,
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
okay. But,
But-
I still didn't like it. Like it just didn't feel like that episode.
I respected that they wanted to flesh out her backstory and stuff, but she had very little screen time in this season as it is.
Yeah.
Frankly, like, she was a big reason that people watch the show.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the best actress on the show. I think she's better than Winona Ryder, even. She's incredible in that role.
And plus, they dropped that episode like at the end,
Weird.
like at the
Weird as
climax
fuck.
of the story. Like
yeah,
you
just,
think
like,
they'd put that in the
interrupted
middle?
story and,
Yeah.
like, hey, here's a scene that should have been in fucking the second episode.
You
but
think so? Yeah, like I don't like you'd think that like she would have had that journey before Hopper found her at the end, you know? Like that would have made sense.
How about Dustin and Steve? Their dynamic was
Oh, hell
great.
yeah, dude.
That was fucking awesome.
Hell
I
yeah.
love Steve.
I know, I feel so bad for him now that Nancy like fucked him over, even
got
though
cucked,
even
dude.
though
He
he
got
was kind of
cucked.
an asshole in the beginning, but now he redeemed himself. But
Yeah.
I feel like he and Nancy are probably gonna like somehow end up back together, but that would screw over Jonathan, and Jonathan's such like a wholesome character too.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Steve and Nancy back together. I'd like him as kind of like cool dad instead of like asshole boyfriend.
Yeah.
He really works well in that role.
they dropped the faggot bomb.
Did they?
Yeah,
the
did you-
F word.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The last episode.
What's his name?
Oh, the
Max's
prick,
brother.
the bad guy.
Yeah. I was not expecting that at
no,
all.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, it was like he was looking at himself in the mirror. Max's parents came home, and his
Yeah.
dad's like, "Why are you looking at yourself in the mirror like such a faggot?" And I'm like, "Whoa!"
Jesus Christ!
I was like, "Wow, that,
All right.
like kids watch this show." Like, I mean,
Relax.
not that like
They also like swear and stuff. Like the kids swear.
Yeah.
There's a different degree.
Yeah, but it's also TV-14. You'd think that, like, I mean, I'm not trying to say
There's
they should censor
between
themselves.
faggot
but,
and asshole. Like,
Yeah.
there's a fine fucking line.
Yeah, for sure.
but I guess at the same time, I would call that guy metrosexual, would you?
Yeah,
He cares about his appearance and stuff like that. So, like, it would be misconstrued by the adults of that time to be like, oh, you're gay, which is not okay in that time period. So
He is
I care.
so like hyper masculine and assholey that I think they're gonna make him gay.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
Of course
Like,
they are.
If
They're
they
definitely
return,
gonna make him gay.
do you think that that whole family's going to be back for
Definitely.
the
I
third
mean,
one?
I would be very disappointed if they didn't. Because as much as I hated his character, I thought he was a complete shithead. He stole every scene he was in. Like,
Yeah.
he really rocked that role.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of Steve.
Yeah, he fucking did.
And then I guess, Max redeemed herself for being a shitty character at the end.
Yeah, she did. I just, again, like, those two, why are they in the show now?
You said, like, an opposing force to Eleven. Because, like, how she was hanging out with Mike, and
Right.
Eleven got, like, mad
Yeah.
and shit. And I guess also a love interest for one of the other groups. I guess more Lucas than Dustin.
How about Will? I thought that he was
I-
something this
I just
season.
I just didn't like how he had to be the weakling again.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. Like, I mean, I understand that, like, they kind of hinted that was going to happen in the end of season 1, where he, like, spit out the leech or whatever the fuck that thing
Well,
was.
it was Dart.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
was that? Okay.
That
yeah,
was
that's what it
Dart.
was.
Yeah, because it went into the sewer system
Right,
and then went
right,
into
right,
Dustin's
right.
trash. I don't know how that works,
It was
but
crawling around. It was a little polywog.
It
started to
crawled
go away.
through
Yeah.
the sewers, through the plot holes, into Dustin's trash. That's how it
yeah,
got
okay,
there.
whatever. I'm not going to question.
There were a ton of those Demadoodle dogs that were like all over the place. So there's no like definitive plot device saying, oh, that one that he spit up, like that specific one, that was Dart.
Yeah,
It could have been like one of the other ones, but
It's
like
true.
that's
Yeah,
just what
that's
you.
true.
That's
it
what
very
you
well could have
assume.
been because it's like as soon as Dart became a thing and they started talking about it, they flash back to Will throwing that up at the
Okay,
end. So
yeah.
that's why I made that connection.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if like the Mind Flayer was doing shit
Right.
before Will.
Regardless, like, you kind of knew that, like, he was going to be fucked up this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it was bad, but his character annoys me. Like, I don't know. Like, I just...
the haircut?
Yeah,
That
I
fucking
think it's
bowl
the
cut?
fucking bowl cut. I just want to fucking punt him fucking across a football field, dude.
My dad used to cut my little brother's hair like that until he was like 7.
God, you just want to fucking hold him like a pineapple
Yeah.
or something. Jesus Christ.
I liked Hopper though.
Hopper's
Hopper's a
good.
badass character.
He's a cool character. What would you give this season out of 10?
6.5.
6.5.
But as a whole, like with both of the seasons.
No, just season 2.
Okay, season 2 6, but like if I was gonna give both of them, probably 8.
Season 1, I give a strong 8.
Yeah.
I really would.
But then I guess that combines into an average of what, like 7.
Say season 2, it's like a nice 4.5, 5
Yeah.
tops.
At the end of it, when they're at the dance, it just like I like that shot of the upside down. And,
That was cool.
And the Mind Flayer's just hanging out.
That was
so
cool.
What does that mean?
Right.
Did nothing? Just like nothing happened, right?
Cliffhanger,
They
season
closed the
three.
gate.
Waiting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I imagine that's gonna be a thing then.
That irritated me that they ended it on a cliffhanger. I knew they would, but like come on.
Well, I mean, the season 1 ended on a cliffhanger too.
The whole season, I was waiting for like payoff because they were building up to this giant climax, like this huge event that was going to happen with the Mind Flayer, and all this shit was going to happen, and then nothing. Like, and then
Yeah.
it cuts to fucking what's his face on. So, if you're like me, you just watch 14 hours of Stranger Things. Get the fuck out of here.
I enjoyed it.
I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. I'm saying I didn't like it.
Yeah,
Objectively, look at this critically, and tell me it's good this season.
it was decent.
Okay, fine.
There's that. There's decent.
The plot was weak. I think the acting left a lot to be desired, especially this season. They kind of abandoned some of the plot lines they had going from season 1.
Like what?
Well, the D&D game was such a huge, like, critical thing.
Yeah.
They abandoned it
Well, they didn't necessarily abandon it because
until
they...
like the very last episode.
Yeah, when they gave
completely
the Mind
abandoned
Flayer a
it.
name.
Yeah, they still, like, alluded to it, but if you pay attention to that first scene in season 1, the whole show is played out from
Yeah.
their game.
Exactly, and I honestly I was gonna think that it was gonna happen in this one when they were
And it wasn't there.
when they were playing.
What-
Well, you don't think so? When they were playing, what's the game they're all playing? Not Dig Dug, but
Are you sure it's not Dig Dug?
It
no.
was Dig Dug.
Well, no, it was the
They were
one.
trying to beat Max. At Dig
What?
Dug.
Well, no, not that, but they were playing another game with a dragon.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
I don't know. What was the name of that game? I'll have to rewatch that. It was before they played Dig Dug.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that was your
Okay.
foreshadowing
All right.
or whatever.
So I was looking for something like that, and maybe I just missed it, and that's on me. I loved that in the first season. I thought that was really creative. I thought that was really original. It was neat. And, like, as somebody who likes D&D, it was really cool, just like the Demogorgon and all that shit. It just didn't have the same magic. And I was worried about that because I kept saying to everybody, I don't know if they can strike lightning twice. And I feel like they almost did, but they just missed the mark ever so slightly. And, like, the trajectory is all fucked up now. There's going to be a weird-ass Season 3. It's just going to delve into insanity. And it's just going to be a fucking mess.
You know who the Mind Flayer looked like? You know that part in Episode 2 of Star Wars? When they're in the
fucking Sarlacc pit, dude?
No, the industrial plant.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. What
and it was that
thing called?
spider thing that Obi-Wan Kenobi, like, all three of them were being hanged up and, like, almost assassinated by those three different
What's
monsters.
That thing called, dude?
I don't know.
Yeah, that rolled.
But it had that, like, pointy head, and it looked like a spider.
Yeah.
That's, I mean... totally off topic, but like I saw that and I was like, that thing I don't know what the fuck that thing is called. There's some nerd out there that knows what that's called.
Oh, totally. It's
like,
someone's listening to this and like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, you're so
I love
stupid.
Star Wars, but like I don't know what the fuck that thing was called.
Yeah, someone leave a comment and tell us after the
Yeah.
fact.
But Jesus Christ.
I liked that they had a bigger monster this season. Like, I'm a sucker for like kaiju and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I love Cloverfield, as you guys know. I love like Pacific Rim, which, by the way, I don't know if you've seen the trailer for that. Looks
Hell
fucking
yeah.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
Looks so cool. Looks so goddamn cool. And I liked that they had a bigger monster, but at the same time, it was like, I don't know, it just wasn't that cool to me. Like,
There wasn't as much interaction with the monster. It was just kind of fucking with Will, who
Yeah.
was like tiny white Jesus.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, there was this looming, ominous presence in season 1.
Anyone but Will.
Yeah.
Right.
Why?
Well, in season 1, like, the Demogorgon was chasing people. It was after people. They were fighting it. They had to defend themselves against it. It was attacking people in the town.
It sucked Nancy into that weird tree vagina.
That did that. And in this season, like, you don't have that. It's just this thing like, oh, there's the Mind Flayer. It's very scary. Something's going to happen.
Or people thought that it was
and
like...
then Hopper like digs a hole and falls into the weird like ground vagina.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that was
and he gets eaten by vines.
So, yeah, what...
That was the Evil Dead.
Was that the Mind Flayer in real life?
It was its roots, yeah.
Okay.
It was like the extension of the Mind Flayer that was tunneling through our dimension.
Not in the Upside Down.
Not in the
Okay.
Upside Down.
Okay.
It was like the Upside Down bleeding into
The real world.
our world.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I wish they would have done more of that. It had the Upside Down kind of leak in the reality. Or I don't want to say reality.
That's why the Mind Flayer went into Will's mind. He was actually trying to.
Yeah, sure.
It was flaying.
Yeah, he was
Did
flying.
anything happen with Barb? Did we establish what happened with Barb?
Yeah, they
She's dead for
yeah,
sure, right?
Nancy
Yeah,
and
it killed the shit out of
Nancy
her.
and Jonathan talked to that,
in that
weird
one
dude,
episode,
Brett
yeah,
Gelman.
the teacher guy who
Yeah.
turned out to be
Fucked.
like Alex Jones or whatever.
Yeah, they had to water down the story because if they told the actual truth and people wouldn't fucking believe it.
Right.
So they watered
they
it down
sent
and
the
said
tape.
that.
It's
yeah.
it's forgettable. Like it is. Like I watched it in 2 days and like I don't fucking remember anything.
Well, you're probably hyped up on fucking ibuprofen.
Yeah,
and
dude.
shit. So
But all the episodes didn't have like they weren't very linear. Like it just seemed like everything was kind of out of place and just kind of shoehorned in. Like, oh, I guess we'll put this one in episode 4.
well, especially like that one, the Lost Sister episode.
That's a prime example
Yeah,
of that.
it even opened up with a shot of them in Pittsburgh. Like I was like, this is weird. What are
It's
they gonna
really
do
weird.
in
What are you
Pittsburgh?
doing in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Like,
Another example would be Hopper, like we just were talking about, like where he decided to go into the Upside Down and he got like attacked by the claustrophobic vines. When did that happen? Like what? The timeline's all fucked up. I guess.
this took place a year after the first season.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah, because
it
yeah.
was a year.
Okay, so it's a year to the day because it was Halloween and then okay, so yeah,
He told 11. I called you every day for
360
X
something.
days,
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. So Halloween takes place in the second episode.
Yeah.
It's probably like up until chapter 9, which was probably a couple days after.
Yeah.
And then it was a month later.
Right. Like that's what I mean.
So
like there's
that,
time
all that
skips,
took
there's-
place in like
it's strange.
5 days,
Yeah.
7 days, something like that. Not that that's really a problem for me.
No, but it's difficult to follow, I guess, like to get like an idea of like the timeline that's happening there. Like it just seemed kind of off.
Well, because then at the end they're like at a snowball dance. So you have to imagine that's in December, right?
Right.
So
Can we? I'm gonna interject here. His fucking hair.
who, Dustin?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
The whole
Oh my
Farrah
God.
Fawcett thing. Yeah, that shit was hilarious. I felt so bad when no one wanted to dance with
Oh
him.
my god, dude. He danced with Nancy though. She's
Yeah,
hot
well, that's
as
fun.
shit.
Yeah, she is hot as shit. But like, when he first asked that one girl, and she's like, no.
Yeah.
That fucking hair.
Oh my god, it was awesome. It's incredible.
What was that? 84? That's what it said on the banner.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like I said, that was 10 years before I was born, so I don't
like
know.
little toothless Prince.
He did. He fucking did. Oh my
I
god.
like that him and Steve have developed like kind of I don't want to say father-son thing, but like a mentor
Brother.
kind of deal. Yeah, like a brotherhood
Yeah.
sort of thing. That's cool.
Yeah,
Because if you remember, Dustin is raised by his helicopter mom,
Right.
and his dad's not really in the picture.
yeah. I like the interactions he had with his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever the cat was dead, he was like just on the phone, just on a dial tone. He's like, "All right, yeah, okay, go get the cat. All right, whatever. I'll fuck around with the cat."
He's hysterical. Like,
Yeah.
they should have done more of that and less of soap opera shit. It seems like critics are afraid to touch this. Everybody's like, oh, it's pretty good. There's very few negative reviews.
They're afraid for people to hate it because they keep ending it on such big cliffhangers that they're dragging it out because they know it'll make money.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't continue to be good, people just watch it to be like, oh, what shitty thing happens next?
Well, I don't want that to happen. I think that you're probably onto something there, and it might. But what I was saying is, it seems like it's such a cultural staple by this point, where everybody likes Stranger Things, everybody watches Stranger Things, everybody that. But critics, in particular, are afraid of even going near that. Like, oh, this might not be the best show, and people don't want to fucking hear that, so they're not saying it.
Yeah. I can't find anything.
Anything negative?
No, yeah, right now I'm on the wiki, but even on IMDb, they just had a list of episodes. I mean, it is 4 days after it came out, but you'd think that
Everyone binge watched it on the first
yeah,
night.
exactly, or places like IMDb or Rotten
They get
Tomatoes.
pre-screeners.
Yeah,
Like,
they get pre-screeners.
That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. Is it just seems like people are afraid to go near this because it's so important to so many people. Where we were talking about last week, how we're in the golden age of TV, and anything less than a show being like phenomenal, critics don't want to fuck with that because people won't read your shit or go to
Yeah.
your website or something
Yeah.
if they disagree with you.
They'll call you fake news.
Fake news, dude. Fucking Manafort, buddy.
Yeah.
How about him?
Whatever. I don't care. Nothing's happening of it, so it's not gonna matter.
If I could backtrack and interject something, you were talking about how the timeline's all weird, and it's either super actiony forever, or it just drags on and you're waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
Reminds me of Dragon Ball Z, where he's just charging his Kamehameha
Yeah.
for 6 episodes.
Right.
Yeah, and then
Yes, it's
nothing
just like
happens.
this huge build up, and the payoff is just a fucking finger
And
to
then
the
you
face.
just blow up the world.
Right. Yeah. That show kind of sucks. Dragon Ball Z.
I haven't been in anime, so I can't really give an opinion on it. But
You're not missing much with that show. I think people regard it so highly because it was airing when you and I were kids. So it's like people look at it the same way the generation before us look at Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
We look at Dragon Ball Z that way. But I tried rewatching it, and it's fucking boring as hell. It sucks. It's really boring.
You know what doesn't suck about that show, though? The
racist
parodies.
grandpa?
No, the parodies. My favorite is the Team 4-Star Bridge series. They go through every single episode and make a parody, and it's wonderfully animated. It's hilarious. It's
There's
so
so
fucked
many
up.
derivatives of Dragon Ball Z now where I can't keep up with it. There's fucking Dragon Ball. There's Dragon Ball.
PP.
There's Dragon Ball GTX. There's Dragon Ball Super. I think there's so many of them, and I don't give a fuck about any of them at all. So I don't know.
well, hold on, here's the thing.
Hit me.
I'm on a fandom site. Why Stranger Things should have gone in a different direction. Okay, this is probably the only negative thing I've seen here right here.
Okay.
Let's hope in season 3 they take heed for a season 3 and move at least some distance away from Demogorgons. Yeah, I didn't like. Why did they have to
Rehash.
Yeah, rehash it. That it was a new Demodogs. Yeah, but
Kind of stupid.
there's other shit in the Upside Down, right?
Yeah. You would think.
It's
It's like a
an
counter-universe.
evil parallel dimension,
Yeah.
right? So there's other things in there,
Right.
I mean, obviously the
And
Shadow
nobody
Monster.
asked for the origin story of the Demogorgon.
Yeah, really.
Right.
Because the Shadow Monster, did they establish that created the Demogorgons and Demodogs, right?
Essentially, the Mind Flayer is
Like
God.
the boss.
Their
It's
mom.
God,
Right. Okay.
basically. So yeah, it's kind of in charge of it all. It's king of the hill there.
I felt like then they should have had that saved for another season, then, right?
Yes.
If that's like the creator of all things upside down.
Right,
Or
like the
maybe it
ultimate
isn't.
payoff or whatever.
Yeah,
Or there's an even bigger Get
Well,
the
it's still
fuck
alive,
out of
it's still
here.
alive.
Yeah,
So,
right.
They only beat one.
Another thing that I remember was like watching Winona Ryder and Samwise in her house, like with the map, and like she's always just fucked up, like insane, like just doing.
Yeah, they had to rehash the
yeah,
light
like they
thing.
had to make her crazy. Again. Like,
Even though that wasn't really her that
Yeah.
did it, was Will.
Yeah.
But she went crazy to fucking
Piece
it all together, and then that was cool how they brought in Bob.
I do
but-
enjoy watching her mental health like decline. Like it's
Yeah. Who, like Joyce or just Winona Ryder? Both?
choice, but yeah, I
Bleeding into Winona Ryder?
guess, yeah.
Oh, man.
Overall, I'm giving this season maybe a 5, and that's generous.
Yeah, I hope that like they do, obviously, as this fandom Wikia says, they go into a different direction, because I don't really
If
know
you
what
had
they
to
could.
dig into a fan wiki, like that's the fucking end of the earth. You have crossed the event horizon into nerd fucking land.
Well, I was on the Stranger Things Wikia, and it popped up on the side. So, okay, I didn't like go out and look for it. It just happened to show up.
But
as
that's
we were
my
talking
point.
about-
You know what I mean? Like it's so buried. That, like people just won't touch this, and we're gonna get shit for this. But I don't know. Kind
Well,
of suck.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
But
Don't talk about
You know.
religion, sex, politics, or Stranger Things.
yeah, Stranger Things apparently. Yeah, whatever. I mean, like, I really do hope they do something better. I mean, obviously the Mind Flayer is still alive, so it's gonna fuck with them even more. I don't know how.
Right.
Maybe it will go into the actual reality, even though they close that gate.
That'd
But
be dope.
It's gonna
That
fucking
would roll.
It's gonna open the gate somehow.
Yeah, like do like a Spielbergian kind of fucking like monster attacking the town kind of thing. That would be cool.
Do you think a main character needs to die in the next season?
Definitely.
I was
For sure.
kind of. You're gonna hate me for saying this, but I was kind of hoping Will would die.
Yeah, fuck
like,
Will.
I thought it was gonna kill him. It was
Yeah.
like in his fucking guts.
Yeah. And every time they burned it, like, he got hurt too.
I don't think Will should die in the next season because like his character's been through enough.
Yeah.
I do think that they're going to kill off somebody, like probably Lucas. I hate to say it. They'll probably
Like, yeah, they're not going to have a minor character just die. And
no,
then-
they're going to kill the black kid because no, they are though, because they're not going to kill Will. They're not going to kill Mike. They're not going to kill Eleven. They're not going to kill Dustin. Everybody loves Dustin. Not fucking Steve. Not Jonathan. It's Lucas. I'm telling you.
You
he's-
think so?
he's
They
gonna
just
die.
gave him a girlfriend.
They're gonna.
You think
kill
she's
him.
going to die?
Maybe.
I think she's gonna get a Will-like treatment.
Yeah.
You think?
Something's gonna happen to her. Lucas is gonna try and save her in some stupid ass way, like by himself.
And have, like, a hero's
because
death,
He's,
yeah.
Because he's like mad at the other members of the group or some shit, and then he's gonna die trying to save her, and she'll be fine, but he won't, and yada yada yada.
Or it might be that type of story for 11 with Mike.
Right, that's also possible. I just think that they're going to need to, if it's not Lucas, I'll be surprised, but I do think one of them's going to die, particularly because they went with this theme of, like, maturity and growing up and adolescence and that kind of stuff. Sacrifice, that sort of shit. And they're going to turn that up next season. I think a big way to do that would be to
have
kill off one of the...
die,
Yeah.
The one thing I wanted to point out, the only thing good about that 7th episode was they established that Dr. Brenner's not dead.
Mm-hmm.
But was he, though?
I don't think he's dead.
No,
Yeah.
they didn't show his actual death scene in season 1.
Yeah.
You saw 11 about to kill the Demogorgon, and it's like got him, right?
Yeah, and then
It's got him,
well,
and
she
she
killed...
destroys the Demogorgon,
Right.
and gets sucked into the Upside Down.
Yeah.
But there is like a definitive cut away from Brenner before that scene, so you don't know where he is.
Yeah, and she killed that blonde lady, not Brenner, who was Brenner's, assistant or whatever?
Yeah. And to interject, in that scene in season 1, going back to the toys thing, Lucas with a slingshot, he was going to fight this monster with a fucking toy.
slingshot.
Like
He
that-
did. He did it in season 2.
Yeah, right.
In the cabin.
That's cool.
He was the only one that didn't have a gun.
Yeah.
Or, Mike had that candlestick or whatever.
One last
but-
point on this before we go on. The scene where Steve takes down the fucking doodle dogs with his baseball bat.
Oh, yeah,
was
when they...
so good.
Yeah, when they had that
So
awesome
good.
plan to, like,
Yeah.
burn them up with the meat, and then
That was
another
so
one
cool.
came up. Yeah, hell
that
yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah,
that
dude,
fucking rolled.
So, okay, I guess Mind Flayer, and then I imagine a backstory on how Brenner's still alive in season 3.
And someone dying.
And probably 11 if Dr. Brenner's still alive.
What if it's 11's sister that doesn't really have any character depth?
They will not.
Oh, she'll
kill them.
honestly, I think she'll return.
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes a lot of sense. She'll
Yeah.
she'll be like,
the weird punks from Pittsburgh have to.
exactly. She'll be like, or she'll just leave that
They're
gang.
gonna defeat the dimension together.
Yeah.
There's so
well,
many-
because that whole gang was just brought upon so she could kill all the people in Hawkins' lab, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would imagine that she would have to come back. Well, now that Hawkins Lab is no more after season 2,
There's not much left for them to.
yeah, what the hell's
right.
going to move in there next?
Exactly.
Some other shady shadow government agency?
Apparently,
They
they
like shut it down. They closed it all off, and the army was like rolling on out of there.
Yeah.
in season 1 they referred to it as the Department of Energy. The government told them to shut that shit down. Like now, that's why they call it Hawkins Lab now in this season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And now I guess definitively they had to
Right.
after they had to
Yeah.
admit that they killed Barb. Okay. Yeah.
Fuck Barb though. I don't know why people love her. Fuck Barb.
I don't either.
She was so innocent. Like, the only reason she existed in the show was so they could kill her, and she was just like this sweet little character that was along for the ride. She
like
was trying to do
5
everything
Or
right.
she had to, I guess, give Nancy that innocence too.
Yeah, she. I think it was to give Nancy a complex, because if Nancy had stayed downstairs with Barb wouldn't be dead.
My
Or they
favorite-
both would have been dead.
My
Or they
favorite
both
are
would've
the
been
are the
dead.
Nancy and Barb like shippers on the internet.
Oh my
Oh
God.
hell yeah, dude! Fuck Barb and her shitty glasses and her Rachel Maddow haircut. Fuck Barb.
Some hot fucking takes on Stranger Things here. God damn. I mean, I thought her character was weak, but I don't say glad she's dead.
I'm glad she's dead.
Fuck. All right. Well, I guess that's Stranger Things too. Right? I liked it. You hated it.
Yeah.
Jade, what did you think of it? You did like it?
I liked it.
Okay.
Out of 10.
I liked it, but in a critical way.
Out
Right.
of 10.
Out of 10, I'm gonna go with about a 6. Yeah,
Okay.
How about a letter grade?
a letter grade. I'd give it a solid B. I think.
How many stars?
Why?
Yeah.
Why so many?
Yeah.
scales?
There's so many different critical scales.
Interrupted by a
right.
doorbell.
2 thumbs down. Stranger Things.
Who the hell
1 thumb
is
up.
this? I
Stranger
so quick, cock my shit. Stop the dogs from barking, then proceed to walk. It's a face that I seen before. My nigga sing used to sling on the 16th floor.
For the second half of this episode, we're going to be talking about video games, their effect on culture, the state of DLC, all that shit.
Hell yeah.
Hell fucking yeah. All right. To preface this, I saved this picture this morning. I saw it on Reddit,
Yeah.
and it was an advertisement for Assassin's Creed.
Let me guess. Hold on, because I had to sell this at GameStop. The standard edition $59.99. The other edition was $79.99. The Steelbook edition was $99.99. And there was probably another one. But what you didn't know is that there is a drumroll, please. An $800 edition of
What
that
the
fucking
fuck?
game.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
With the standard edition, you get Secrets of the First Pyramid's Mission and 6 Assassin's Creed Origins PS4 avatars. The deluxe edition, you get the full game, the deluxe pack, including the Ambush at Sea mission, the Desert Cobra pack, and 3 ability points. You can now buy ability points,
Good God.
including all of the offers received in the standard edition. Now, with the gold edition, you get the full game.
You're pretty much paying for a Steelbook, right?
You get the deluxe pack. You get a season pass, plus 2 expansion and 2 equipment packs, as well as the other missions. Or you can get the torrent edition for the full game, all DLC forever, and a clear content.
Do you want to know what the $800 edition comes with?
Hit me.
Literally every single thing you just mentioned in there.
And a blowjob.
Yeah, I fucking wish if it was $800. A highly detailed 28.7-inch resin statue of Bayek, who's the main character.
God.
Resin as in the shit that you scrape out of your bowl.
Yeah, right. Yeah. A collector's edition certificate of authenticity, numbered 1 to 999. An exclusive replica of Bayek's eagle skull. 2 exclusive Assassin's Creed Origins Steelbook editions. It's like you have two Steelbooks just in case you wanted
Just in
to.
case you
wanted to
case you
fucking
lose one.
Yeah, well, yeah. 4 large lithographs signed by the Ubisoft's Montreal studio artists. And there's
Does
a
it
lot-
come with all the DLC?
there's all that shit right there.
I mean, yeah, that's fucking badass, but it's
But
like...
I'm not paying $800 fucking
Fuck
dollars,
you.
especially since what all of the highest edition of that game is what 109.
ridiculous.
So 109, you're paying $700 for a fucking resin statue,
I understand, like, if you're a huge fanboy, and that, like, it's ridiculous,
and
but
you can only buy that from Ubisoft.
I understand why people would purchase that. What, I do.
I fucking don't.
There's crazy fucking like think about like Star Wars fanboys, like people like it's collector shit. I get that. What pisses me off is that you have to pay for fucking ability points in video games now. You have to fucking pay for DLC that's already installed on the disc.
Yeah.
Suck my fucking dick.
Well, it's
Insert communist rant here.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, it's disgusting. Okay. 10 years ago, all right, most games had cheat codes or cheats that you could enter into the game, and that was like a standard forever.
Yeah.
They don't have that anymore. Instead, with the cheats, you could get additional content. You could unlock, like, you know, weird, like, in the Tony Hawk games, you get, like, wireframe mode, or, which was really neat.
That one from the Moldy Peaches song, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA.
That's the Konami code.
Yeah.
Then in fucking GTA, like, you had all this crazy shit you could do, and that was really neat. You have to fucking pay for that shit, but now you don't get that, and instead you get to fucking pay $29.99 for additional, like, 2 hours of content when I'm already paying $70 for a video game that nobody can afford. Mm-hmm. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Well, because they know people will fucking pay for it.
Fucking,
That's why.
How about Train Simulator? Are you familiar with that? Mm-hmm. $1,500 for all the DLC. If you want the full, like, all the content, it's $1,500.
Do they give you a real fucking train?
No, dude, it's like, so if you want all the trains that they have, like all the models, all the skins and everything, the idea is that you buy, like, certain trains that you like. So it'll be like $4 for, I don't know, whatever train. And you can buy it on Steam. But if you want all of them, for all the trains, it's $1,500.
Dude, fuck that.
Train Simulator.
Fuck that. No. I no. And that's just with the game. That's like, you already have the game?
You have the game, and you want the trains.
Thomas the Tank Engine too?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. It's disgusting. It's crazy.
That's yeah. Well, I just saw Activision put out that patent recently about their algorithm.
Yeah.
Where essentially, like, it pits players who have bought, like, a gun or whatever for, like, Call of Duty or Star Wars. It puts them in a lobby with people that don't have that, or people that are also, like, lower in skill than they are, so that it, like, I guess gives them confirmation bias that their purchase was good, because then they'll, like, you know, be fucking amazing with that gun. And then it will also tell the player that got killed a lot, like, hey, maybe you do better if you buy this gun.
Right. And
like,
it's a marketing thing in a way. It's creative, but it's still like a fuck you, sort of.
It's
really.
legalized gambling.
It is, dude.
Well,
and that's a whole
for
nother,
children.
That's a whole nother thing we could get into. Mm-hmm. Fucking the hats in Team Fortress.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the fucking fuck?
What
the fuck?
I don't know. Well, they know people.
You spend $20,000 for a fucking pixels?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So you can look cool while your dude looks like he's smoking a blunt.
It doesn't make you a better player. It's not just certain games now. It's all AAA games.
No, yeah.
Every fucking one of them. I hate DLC. I encourage everybody, if you listen, don't pre-order games. Don't fucking support that shit. Don't do it.
I mean, I'm not saying do it, because I pre-order games all the time. It depends on the game.
It's
Okay.
manufactured necessity, though, because you can still get that game. Like,
Yeah.
you can download a digital game. I understand if you want the hard copy and you want to play it that day. Fine. But if everybody would stop doing that for like a month,
Yeah.
we'd never have this problem. We wouldn't be having this discussion anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess, but it depends on the DLC too. Like, for example, I just got Wolfenstein. I got the collector's edition for that game, and that it's cool. It came with a Steelbook edition. It came with this really cool action figure of BJ Blazkowicz. And if you pre-ordered it at GameStop, they give you a DLC for free. Then there's 3 or 4 other DLCs coming out.
That's where I take issue. I don't have a problem with spending extra money on, like, collector's shit, like memorabilia, like you said, like, you know, figures or like steelbooks, that kind of shit. That's all great. Like, that's if you're into that, fine. But where I have a problem is when you have games like the first Destiny, where the DLC is on the fucking disc, and you still have to pay for it, even though you own the content.
I have no idea who's that, Activision? Yeah, Activision was thinking. Probably because they knew that people would fucking pay for it, honestly. Like, this is probably the third time I said that, but that's the mantra.
That's the overarching theme here, is people will buy it. So stop fucking buying it. People wonder why there's been such a resurgence of pixel games like Stardew Valley, which is amazing, by the way. I've been playing that constantly.
Or even like the Super NESs and stuff like that.
Indie games, like fucking Cuphead, we were just talking about.
Undertale,
that's a great example. None of those games have DLC, and they're all fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Undertale's one of the best games I've ever played.
The newest Super Mario, the Odyssey for the Switch, there's a point in the game where if you talk to a character, they'll ask you, like, it's an NPC, they'll literally ask you if you have amiibos.
Jesus Christ.
And if you don't, they'll be like, oh, go buy an amiibo.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Like,
Can't
what?
escape the ads even in the game that you paid for.
I know. Like,
my
are you kidding
God.
me?
That's why I play video games. It's escapism to me. Like I take a break from reality and I want to fucking like kill dragons and shit. I don't want to fucking buy amiibos while I'm doing it. Like I don't want to see ads. I don't want to have someone try and coerce me into. Even though I bought this game, like I need to spend an extra $20 to go to Pittsburgh and Fallout or whatever. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like I already bought the game. God damn it.
It depends on the DLC for me. Honestly, it really does. If it looks good enough, I'll pay for the because like they usually do like single DLCs, not like a whole season pass. The season pass is kind of shitty.
It's really shitty.
I don't like if you want to pay for an individual DLC, that's fine.
Yeah, good.
But like if you pay for a season pass before you even know what the DLC is,
dude.
I don't like that.
I don't take issue with the idea of downloadable content. Games like The Witcher, where there's an exorbitant amount of downloadable content, where you don't need all of it, but if you want more content, the developers have provided that for you. But there's games where you cannot progress further, or you're missing part of the game without the DLC.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. At least most of the DLCs that I've played are either, I guess, continuations of the story, or
Sure.
there's like a new story. You
Okay.
know, without having to pay $60 for a game.
I'm talking games like Skyrim, all right? And that's not a game where that example would apply, but that's a game where you can get 200 hours of
Without even-
of good
yeah.
content.
Yeah.
It's a great game. It's a fun game. Like, you'll never run out of shit to do. You can get married, you can get a house, you can kill dragons, you can do whatever you want to do. You don't need to spend $30 extra to do it. I long for the days of video games like Final Fantasy VII, which is my favorite game of all time. And, I mean, I probably have 1,000 hours into that game collectively over the years. The game never had any fucking DLC. Like,
Yeah.
It's just a really long, good game. The story's great. It's a good game. Kingdom Hearts, another example. But now you'll get games where it's like, they sell you on the idea of, like, here's more shit to do. Why didn't you give me this in the first fucking place? Like, why? I fucking paid for it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it makes me mad, I guess. You obviously had that shit planned. Like, you obviously already developed it, coded it, did all that bullshit. Put it on the fucking disc. I'm spending $70, man.
Well, no, because you'll pay for it.
Right.
Goes back to that.
God
yeah.
damn. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go on a tangent.
No, we're talking about video games, and it literally is Halloween. And
Yeah.
it won't be when this comes out, but before we get into our favorite Halloween game, I guess I just wanted to talk about like video games as a medium,
Sure.
and like how good they are, you know, in terms of like versus a movie or a book.
I said this to you last week, and I'll say it again now. I just finished the original Life is Strange, not the prequel, which is out
Yeah.
now, which is also really good. But I just finished playing through the all 5 episodes, and it is the best TV show that I've ever seen. That's not a TV show.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It really is. And I played the first one. I agree. I didn't play the prequel, sequel, whatever yet, but I imagine it's just as good, if not better, than the first one.
Jay, you don't really play games, but you played Life is Strange with me. Give me your thoughts on that as somebody who has like an objective opinion.
On the game in general?
Yeah, I mean, what did you think of it as not so much as a game, not so much as like gameplay,
More as like a story.
as a story, as an exposition, as a narrative?
Okay, well, I loved the aspect of the game where every single tiny choice you make, from like taking a picture of a certain like bird, or like saying the wrong thing to Kate Marsh when she's crying in class or whatever, those small decisions having that gravity in how the game unfolds, I thought that was incredible, because there are so many permutations of like how it can go, and there isn't, I guess there is like a solid like what it should be ending,
I guess.
but having to figure that out.
Well,
Spoiler alert, like having to kill Chloe after all of that, like spending the whole fucking game trying to keep Chloe from dying. And then you realize at the very end with the giant tornado thing, all of that was just because Chloe didn't die. Like,
she was supposed to die.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was interesting getting your opinion there, because that's something that is exclusive to video games. Like, a TV show could never do that.
Yeah.
A movie could never do that.
Yeah,
Like,
it's almost like a choose your own adventure book.
it's exactly
Except-
like that.
yeah,
it's
just more-
exactly
yeah.
like that.
Like all the Telltale games are like that. Like
Yes.
they have like a Walking Dead version, Game of Thrones. Life is Strange isn't a Telltale game, but it has that same where it's like
Mass
the choices.
Effect similar- yeah.
the choices you make tailor your gameplay.
and Undertale, is like that. You choose whether you're good or evil, or even like, isn't there a neutral
There's
setting
a neutral
on that?
ending, right?
You can play neutral, and that reminds me of going back to the Stranger Things thing, D&D, where that I think that's incredible that you choose the morality of your character. That's awesome. You don't get to do that in TV or movies or anything like that. That is exclusive to video games, and it tells a different kind of story. Which
is why I personally feel like certain video games, not all of them, because there are some goddamn terrible ones, but certain video games I truly consider to be the highest form of art, because not only do you have a story, it's interactive, it's immersive, like you are part of the story, you become the character, you roleplay as the character. There's visual art, there's auditory art, there's music involved, and then it becomes sort of like this personal relationship that you have with your character. And you don't get that watching Jack Bauer on 24. You don't get that in movies like The Godfather. Like you don't get that same experience, and it's very unique to video games, and I think that's something that makes them so special.
And that's probably why that Life is Strange TV show you said that was going to come out, it's probably not going to do well.
Not going to do well. It's going to suck.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to transfer. It doesn't translate. Like, that's why I think that's why all video game movies, or the majority of them, are terrible.
There's never been a good one. I'm trying to think of one right now.
Like Hardcore Henry or whatever.
That's not a video game, though.
Yeah.
No, but it's a movie that takes on the kind of like persona of a video game. In that it's shot completely in first person. It's all one like running shot. It's shot with like
definitely
the GoPros on the dude's head.
Yeah, it channels video games.
And doesn't the protagonist like stay completely silent the entire time?
Yes.
And you just kind of have to like imagine what he's saying.
Well, there's multiple of them, right? Yeah, that was just one clone of him. Yeah, one Henry. Yeah.
That's a fucking phenomenal movie.
Yeah, it really is. And Arto Copley has different avatars like in a game.
Badass.
That's great, but in terms of like a game that was then adapted into a movie,
I was about to say Final Fantasy The Spirits Within.
Okay.
But that's not actually a game. Like, it's just a movie in the same universe. So I
so
don't really think there has been a movie that's translated from a game.
The new Tomb Raider movie coming out, they just showed a trailer for it like a couple weeks ago. It looks decent. It might break the mold, but that remains to be seen. Honestly, there's never been. It's sad because it's not even like it doesn't translate that whole thing we were talking about with you. You know, is there a canonical ending? You know, in a game, but like, what's let's see here, Prince of Persia,
Garbage.
Mortal Kombat,
Garbage.
Uwe Boll tried to do House of the Dead. Remember that arcade game? House of the Dead. Yeah, no, bad.
All 500
Blood
Hitman
Rain,
movies.
The Hitman movies.
The Silent Hill.
Okay, Silent Hill.
Decent.
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil has like 30,000 of them.
Was Silent Hill a video game first, or
yes?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was based off of Centralia.
If
you ever
2 hours away from here, I actually went there with my dad.
It's so fucking creepy.
It's fucking
John
weird.
John Harlow lives like 10 minutes away from
Really?
it. Yeah,
It's
we
weird
went
as hell.
There. Did you go on the highway?
Yeah, dude.
It's probably the creepiest thing to go in the dark.
Yeah.
Because like it's literally an abandoned highway, like to go up into the town, and like there's so much graffiti on this place. Like it's like literally like wall to wall graffiti. Black
it's
or
like
better
all
word.
over the roads and stuff, and,
And,
there's
like
smoke coming out of the fucking ground.
Yeah, and there's like road like
Fires are still burning.
it will never stop. By the way, like there's like fissures in the road and shit.
I have a pretty good story about graffiti.
Yeah.
So
I think I know what you're about to talk about.
all right. So like, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I was really into like street art. You know, like stupid
Like
fucking
Banksy?
like Banksy shit. Yeah. But I wasn't like, you know, like bombing walls with like dicks, or
Yeah.
you know, like this stupid shit, like which I'm okay with. Like I understand, like it's like a urban reclamation thing, like why people do it. But for me, it was just like I was fucking bored, whatever, and I was stupid. But I had been doing this for a very long time, and there was this abandoned dugout in Southmont where I was living at the time, and I spray painted a picture of Che Guevara wearing a chef's hat that said Chef Guevara, and I think the cops caught on at that point that there was like this, like, it was like one dude, because I was doing it all over Southmont. Well, about a week later, I went to this dugout again, and I spray painted a bear that looked like Biggie Smalls, and it said, "Mo honey, mo problems."
Jesus Christ.
Fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Filled with the puns.
and I hear like a rustling in the bushes. And mind you, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, so I'm like, fuck, I gotta go. Like, this is whatever it is. I don't want to be around it.
Yeah.
Like, it's time to leave. So I had like a hood on and a paint mask on, so I didn't get like shit. And immediately I just started booking it. Like, I'm out. And then I hear like yelling. And the first thought that goes through my head is like, I don't know. Like, this is like the property owner or like something, or it's like
I'm gonna get shot.
or like a drug deal gone bad. I don't know. Like, it was scary. And the next thing that goes through like my ear canals is I'm going to shoot you. And I'm like, okay. You know,
Yeah.
So I just start running faster because I was pretty certain I was going to die. Well, I got tased in the head. It was cops. They
Oh,
had like
hell yeah.
like a squadron.
It was a sting. It was a
It was
setup.
a sting op, dude. There was a sting op. They had 5 cop cars there. They tased me in the head, broke my glasses, broke my phone.
Dude, hell yeah.
Took me to fucking Evansburg at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Why?
Doesn't
It's where the jail is.
Doesn't Southmont have their own jail?
Well, I needed a special jail. I needed a special
he
graffiti
went
jail.
to county.
Yeah. Okay.
Why?
I don't fucking know. Okay, so listen. I'm in there for like 4 hours. I'm like, what the fucking fuck, dude? This is ridiculous. And like at this point, like you kind of digest like how retarded the situation is. Like I'm in jail for spray painting a bear, and I had a Skype interview with like this judge who. He was like, so you're going to be doing a lot of time for this, and I'm like, for what? And he's like, oh, you're that guy that hit his girlfriend, right? And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, you're the paint kid, and I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, go home, you're good.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, man.
After all that,
Yeah.
you're the paint kid.
So I went home, and that
All
was
right.
it.
Damn, dude.
But you know what? It rehabilitated me. I've never spray painted anything since. Probably for fear of getting tased in the head.
Was that it right there?
Well, not on a wall. So
Okay, all right. Damn, that was a good story, though.
yeah, dude.
Yeah. It is Halloween.
Yeah,
So, you want to get into some horror games?
definitely.
So you're playing Outlast, right? The first one or the second one?
I tried playing. Like, it's hard for me to play that game for any extended period of time without getting a fucking heart attack. You know,
That game
like
fucking terrifies
it's
me.
terrifying. It's incredible. I think you watched me play some of it.
I watched you play the first 15 minutes of it, and then I noped the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Because it is so scary. You don't have a weapon.
No.
You're just supposed to, like, film crazy people that act like zombies.
Yeah.
And, like, trudge through the flooded basement and fucking, like, collect batteries and, like, get documents and pictures and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like, oh my god.
That's like almost one of the best found footage movies when you think about it. And like when I was working at GameStop, they had, and the second one came out, like people were buying it, and I'm like, there's no combat in this game, right?
Right.
People like actually, I've had people return it because they're like, there's no combat in it.
Well, people go into it expecting like Left 4 Dead, and it's not that at all. You know, it's not.
You're not in there killing crazy people. You're there to investigate, like, what the fuck happened.
Exactly. Yeah, you're a journalist. Yeah.
I love games that challenge that, like, I don't know, I guess trope of like
There's a scary thing, you gotta kill it.
Yeah,
right, like-
or there's like it's based in reality. Like in reality, like you're not gonna have a fucking.
you're not gonna
gun.
have a fucking assault rifle,
Yeah.
right? Like all games are very derivative of like the first one. From Zelda up until like Skyrim, like I mentioned, like you're still going around collecting hearts and attacking bad guys. Like it's really no different. It's just like the graphics have improved, really.
So you didn't play the second one yet?
Parts of it.
Okay, yeah, that game it's fucking so terrifying. It has almost like these like religious overtones because it's like you're infiltrating this cult because some woman went missing in the Sonoran Mountains in Arizona. Helicopter crashes and your wife gets taken. And it, I don't want to spoil it for you but some shit does happen. Let's put it that way.
Some shit happens.
Yeah,
Would you say that's the scariest horror game?
that I've played. Yeah, it's either that or Resident Evil 7.
Okay.
Because Jesus Christ, that game, holy fuck.
I'll tell you what game fucked me up a little bit was Slender. You ever play
Oh
Slender?
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Creepypasta of the game.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Did you
yeah.
watch the documentary on HBO about the?
No, I heard it was pretty good.
Yeah,
though.
but
About Slendy.
the two girls that killed their friend because they told Slenderman told them to. Yeah, I forget. It's called Beware the Slenderman.
Hell yeah, dude.
God.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it's a really good documentary. It's really terrifying that like it talks about like that case, but then it also goes into like how close they should be monitored when looking at the internet because
Right.
like in this culture like everyone's gonna have some sort of device that connects the internet, and they're gonna find fucked up shit on the internet.
Oh yeah, dude.
Even though that's not really a fucked up thing, it's more of like a forum that has an outlet to like really cool creative writers, but it's also like kids are so.
Kids will find a way to escape the consequences of their actions
Yeah.
in any way possible.
They're so naive that they'll believe anything on the internet.
Are you familiar with the SCP Foundation?
No. Is it going to be like that thing that we were talking about in the lost episode of this podcast? The conspiracy one where that guy like had that whole countdown and he was like a video of like
a bad selfie.
yeah about aborted fetuses.
Oh Christ!
If we ever
Someone
find
who clearly does not understand like how abortion works. At
yeah
all.
right. I know, but
We got real into this.
if we ever make that episode, that was a great episode.
I really
we'll get
want
into
to
that.
make that episode.
We'll get
please.
into
Yeah.
it later.
We'll bring my dad in, and he can talk about how Jews rule the world.
Okay,
Oh my
so the SCP Foundation. There's a website called the scpwiki.net. It's been around as long as the internet's been a thing, really. And this is a big outlet. Like before, like creepypasta.org and like 4chan creepypastas and stuff. Like SCP was like the shit,
Okay.
and it's still the shit. And what it is people will submit entries to SCP, and they'll describe like in very formal detail as if it was like a real government operation.
Okay, so these aren't real.
No, they're not real.
Okay.
No. It's creative writing, but like some of it's incredible. Like there's like redacted shit on here.
I like that.
It's really fucking cool, and there's thousands of entries. Okay,
Is this where that Russian sleep deprivation story
where, like,
came from?
where like everything.
Okay, because I didn't know if that was a creepypasta or not.
So what ended up happening was like some of the writing on here was so good that they translated it to a video game, and the video game's like decent.
What?
It's called SCP Secure Contain Protect. Like they
Oh,
made
really?
a PC game. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, check out SCP. It's fucking dope.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That sounds really fucking cool. I imagine like a lot of horror companies probably get their information.
Hell yeah, dude.
Or
Hell
at least
yeah.
they should. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should.
It's all like monsters and like really weird like cosmic shit. Like it's
Like Lovecraftian shit.
Yeah, a lot of that. It's really cool. It's hard for me to talk about horror as a genre without going into like the idea of like ghosts and that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna ask: are they real? No. How about you?
I fucking guess not.
No, they're not fucking real. They're not fucking real.
Despite what 283 people in Wimber want you to believe, they're not real.
I will say this though.
That was a super secret spooky clan meeting.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say this. As far as like anything paranormal, like werewolves, bullshit. Vampires, bullshit. Ghosts, bullshit. Aliens, super real.
Aliens are super.
Here's the thing. I think that our universe is too big to think that we're the only fucking livable.
That's
like,
what I mean.
living
It's fucking
species.
ignorant.
But like, I'm not gonna be like,
No, it's not signs. Like there's not.
yeah,
like,
yeah. They don't look like the green. Yeah.
It's not the X-Files.
Yeah.
But like, I do think it's like closed-minded to assume that like, out of an infinitely expanding quantum universe, like we're the only life form.
Yeah.
Get
Come
the
on.
fuck out
Yeah,
of here,
come
dude.
on,
Come on, dude. Aliens are real as shit.
I bet there's an entire planet completely inhabited by ducks.
There
Or
might be.
something.
Well, in the concept of infinity, like here's where it gets really strange. So,
There's countable and uncountable infinity and yada yada yada.
well,
Yeah.
all right,
All right, Rick and Morty.
no.
That's Vsauce, okay?
Going by the idea of like quantum mechanics, which means there's an infinite number of universes, and within that, an infinite number of infinity. It's really fucked up and abstract.
Yeah.
However, in some universe, there is a videotape of me having sex with Taylor Swift while she has a snake for a head. In another universe, there is a video of Taylor Swift with a dog for a head having sex with Michael Jackson. Like it's so abstract and weird to think about like the idea of infinity. You almost can't grasp it, you know?
Now I got this fucking weird image in my head.
Yeah, dude.
I don't want to look at it.
I don't think she's that hot.
I mean, she's whatever. She makes bad music, but
She makes really bad music. That fucking video that came out, like,
secretly
I love her one album, but like, I don't think she's as hot as everybody thinks she is. I will say that.
I just don't like her.
Yeah.
I just don't like her music. So
Yeah,
it's
fair
whatever.
enough.
I mean, she can make it, but
It's just pop music. It's just like she's nothing special, you know.
Also, isn't she like in her mid to late 20s and still makes songs that like appeal to 14-year-old girls on a personal level?
Yeah, definitely. That's her thing.
I think that's a little fucked up.
yeah, that's probably more the record producers than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
This is a whole different episode, but okay, video games.
Yeah.
I don't know if the scariest video game, but like I think the one that captures the spirit of like Halloween in the best way. There's a segment of Kingdom Hearts where you visit the universe from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Ooh. Yeah.
It's incredible. Really good.
Okay.
Really fucking good.
If I didn't completely suck at video games, I'd be so down to learn how to play that.
It's not really a hard game to play. Like it's more Kingdom Hearts is more about the story rather than the gameplay. Although like the last boss is fucked up, but like it's not really that hard. It's just really neat. Mm-hmm. They're making a third one, which is probably the only thing that's going to get me to buy a console.
You should.
Yeah.
I've been delving. I just started playing Wolfenstein last night, the new one, which has been in a lot of hot water. Well, not hot water, but in controversy because, you know, alt-right Nazis are mad that
it's about killing Nazis.
It's about killing Nazis
on Facebook. I don't know. It's hard to avoid. It's like going all over the place now. But there's a video. It's like the title of it is like finally a game for conservatives. Finally. And you play as an anthropomorphized version of Pepe the Frog, and you beat up Antifa, and you beat up Hillary Clinton, and you kill Obama, and you are on the side of the cops, and you do karate. It's not satire, it's real. It's fucking awesome.
I think that's the spookiest thing I've heard today.
Finally, the game we've all asked for.
So anyway, I was watching. Oh my god, that's so stupid. But
I want to die.
yeah, I want to die. But they had a Vice special report on like the Wolfenstein game, and they were talking with like the developers of it, and they're like, Vice does this stupid shit where it's like they'll bring in like a contrarian.
Oh yeah,
which I hate that.
Yeah, irritating.
It's like that one Vice piece where they brought that blonde-haired girl with the weird like Billie Jean King glasses to interview Richard Spencer.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's like, so why do you have your points? And he's like, don't you think you're a Nazi? And he goes, no, I'm not a Nazi. I just think that white people are better. It's like,
are you fucking
who
serious?
the fuck asked you, Richard Spencer? Like, no wonder why you keep getting punched in public, you fucking asshole.
God damn.
So anyway, like, you know, all these people are triggered over this game, and it's like, we talked about it like I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, but it's like, dude, if you ever played Wolfenstein, like the game came out like 30 years ago. It's one of the most OG first-person shooters in the world. And that Doom and
it's the fact that like Nazis are back now, and it's not like they really left, but it's like they're here to stay now. It's
and now like the game is set in America, where it's like I mean they probably had that game in production for like 3-4 years.
Way before Charlottesville,
and it's like it also it's part of the story. Of Wolfenstein,
right,
at least since the last new
they did not
game
make a game about punching Nazis. Like it's not. That's not what.
That's
it's
not
for.
to say that their marketing campaign for that did not tailor that way.
That's awesome though. Yeah.
One of the
fuck Nazis.
One of the trailers for the marketing campaign was it played the gameplay of it, and at the end it said, "These are not good people."
Good.
Or, no, these are not fine people. And then it just showed them punching
That's
Nazis
awesome,
in the face.
I love it. That's awesome.
I loved it. So go play it. I've played 2 hours of it so far. The first part of the game, like you're in a fucking wheelchair.
Oh, nice.
It goes from the last game. If you ever played the last game, you're in a wheelchair and you just like start shooting Nazis.
That's badass.
It's so awesome.
Going back to what you said about Vice, I watched a really good one. I think the title, they always have like the most ridiculous titles, but it was like Canada's vigilante pedophile hunter that's been a thorn in the side of law enforcement. Okay, and it's an hour-long video. Yeah, right. It's an hour-long video about this dude named Justin Payne, and he's a fucking badass.
Is that a superhero name or his real name?
I want him to be my dad.
It sounds like a porn name.
Yeah, Justin Payne.
It's just a sick name. But okay, what he does is he will like bait pedophiles like through OkCupid and Tinder and shit.
Yeah.
And like he'll play this character of like a 12-year-old boy or something.
Or a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And he'll like text them and be like, "Hey, I'm only 13. Are you sure you're okay with talking to me?" And then unless they say like, "Yes, I am okay with it," leaves them alone.
Right.
Okay. And if they're like, "Yeah, I'm cool. Like I don't give a shit that you're 13." And then they like start sending him like pictures of their junk and shit. Mm-hmm. He'll be like, "Okay, well, do you want to meet me? Like, do you want to come like hang out or whatever?" and then they do.
Yeah.
And he fucking films it and like puts their face like on
hell yeah.
YouTube and like he'll like jump on their cars and like scream in their face and shit.
Isn't that what the police do though?
Yeah, but they can't go to like the extent that he can
Yeah.
because like if a policeman were to do that, it would really be considered entrapment.
Right.
But this guy just fucking does it because
Yeah.
fuck these people.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my point of this was in the Vice documentary, like throughout
They film it?
Well, yeah, they film it, but throughout the like interspersed throughout the documentary, they keep cutting away to like this therapist.
Yeah.
Who's like, pedophiles aren't so bad. I don't know why people are so angry about them. It's not their fault.
He like sympathizes with them because he's gay.
It's really weird.
Kevin Spacey?
But yeah,
They're gonna send him.
Yeah,
to,
what, right?
Like after he gets out of prison.
Yeah.
but they always do bring in like someone that just like totally counters like the narrative. Of
And
like,
I get like at points, it's okay to hear both sides.
sure.
But not when it comes to fucking Nazis. Not when it comes to climate change. Not when it comes to pedophiles.
No.
Those are like my top 3 things
That's what
that there's no... Oh, but you don't understand. No, you don't understand.
You don't understand. Like pedophiles are bad.
Yeah, like...
There's no excuse. Like David Cross said in his audiobook, and it's the only good argument I've ever heard for like the death penalty. And he's like, I'm a huge leftist, I'm a big socialist, but I believe that if you fuck a baby to death, you should die.
Yeah.
Like you should fucking die.
Yeah.
There's no argument there.
Yeah.
Or like you should just die.
No.
Like
No, you're right.
I understand that it's like a mental illness, which is fine. That's not your fault. You didn't choose to be attracted to people who were younger. I understand that. But the second that your dick
You
gets
act
hard
upon
and you
it,
act on
yeah.
it, you should probably die. Like you're fucking. I don't know.
If you so much as show your penis to a child, you should die.
Yeah.
I agree. It's fucked up, man. I just we're getting off topic here, but it's just like I don't understand how there's any like
Apologists.
counter argument to
Yeah.
that. Like it's not something up for debate. Pedophiles suck, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck them.
I mean, don't.
That being said, all the proceeds from this podcast are going towards the Jared Fogle Innocence Project.
Oh my god, he's a... you played the Fractured Butthole yet? South Park?
Parts of it won't run on my computer.
Alright, well... There's a boss battle
Yeah?
where you fight Jared.
Nice.
And
Does
he
he have the pants?
yeah, he does one of the moves he does. He takes a Subway sandwich and he fucks it, and it comes out and it hits you in the face and you lose, like, you get grossed out and you lose 45 life points or whatever. But
That's funny.
that and the
Just from sheer embarrassment.
yeah, that and fighting the priests in South Park is hilarious. Where they you gotten that part yet?
Here's my thing with this game.
Okay.
The stick of truth could run on a potato. I mean, the
Yeah.
graphics were like nothing. I mean, they were great, but like the game was optimized really well. I mean, you could run it on your old laptop. I could run it on anything.
Yeah.
And this game has like the same graphics, but for some reason it's not optimized to run on PC really well.
I think because they optimize it for 4K. or
Yes,
something
I
like
think
that.
that's why I get like 3 frames per second.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
got through like 10 minutes of it, like just the part where like he was taking a shit, like in the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
it took me like 20 minutes.
Yeah, the shit mini game.
Yeah.
There's a part, another grossed out part where you fight these 2 priests, and one of the priests' moves is he takes this rosary, but they're anal beads, so it's a rosary anal bead.
Nice.
And he hits you with them.
Nice.
And he flogs himself with it. And it's like another move is like he has.
Self-flagellation.
Yeah,
anal
exactly.
beads.
Exactly. Yeah. There's another one of his moves is like it's called like the creepy fingers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you played Binding of Isaac?
Yes, dude.
Fucking love
They
that
just
game.
ported that to like PlayStation.
I think it's on iPhones now too.
I think so. Yeah, because it was for the
Oh,
Switch.
seriously?
Yeah. Man, I played
Yeah.
the shit
Isn't
out
that
of
about
game.
like an abortion? Like
Okay,
a kid that was an
so
aborted
so
fetus?
the story of Binding of Isaac, and this is another game where I've played a disgusting amount of time into it. I love like roguelike games, like
Yeah.
indie games and shit, so this is like a big one for me. The story of this game, it's not a fucking kid's game at
No,
all.
it's rated M. Yeah.
It's in fact, have you ever seen the movie? Well, it's a documentary called Indie Game the Movie.
yeah.
Okay, well, the creator Edward, whatever the fuck, he's like real weird dude. He always makes like really weird like artistic games, but he made Binding of Isaac, and the story of it is his mom. Isaac's a 10-year-old boy, and his mom is like a crazy like evangelical like fundamentalist like zealot lady.
Yeah.
And she like gets this vision from God that she's supposed to kill Isaac. Okay, so he goes to the basement and hides, and all the levels throughout the game are his way of coping with what's going on. So like all the enemies, if you really look at them, are like they're bugs or like spiders or whatever, and eventually you have to fight yourself. Like you have to fight like a bad version of yourself. So it's like coming to terms.
Yeah.
And then in the end, he gets in like this chest. Okay, well he kills himself in the game. It's about a 10-year-old child killing themselves.
Yeah.
It's really fucked.
Because the new one that came out is called what? Afterbirth.
Afterbirth,
Yeah.
yeah. Which it's not technically a sequel. They just added in like more items and shit. Like there's a few more bosses and stuff.
Okay. So they just ported it over for new systems. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
like and there's also like Afterbirth Plus. There's Rebirth. Like the thing that with that game is like it's not really a game where you can make a sequel to it, but I think what makes that game so special is every time you play the game, it's a different game
Yeah.
because it's procedurally generated.
Right, yeah.
Every level's different. Every instance of the level is different, and like you'll never have the same run twice. So like there's certain items that synergize really well. So like there's an item called Orbital Tears where like and by the way, he's not shooting shit, he's crying, which is really cool. Yeah. So you shoot and his tears will go in a circle. Well, there's another thing called Glass Cannon which will make them bigger. And like it's just incredible how there's thousands of different combinations that like the guy thought of that will like make the game more fun.
Right, yeah.
It's really neat.
Okay.
Great game.
Yeah,
Great
that's
fucking
also
game.
like I guess horror game too, technically. Right? 'Cause
Definitely,
it's like it's so
definitely.
like yeah, bloody and
Dark.
shit.
It's super dark and
Yeah.
and scary.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Even
awesome.
even though it's like a little cartoon where your head looks like a big bubble.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
incredible.
It's still scary, especially when you think of the concept of it.
There's also a lot of themes of like Christianity involved, where one of the characters is named Eve. You can play as Mary Magdalene. You can play. It's
Or
really
even Isaac, like the whole thing of like a sign from God told me to kill my son,
Yep,
Isaac.
Exactly.
So-
exactly. Yeah, that game rules. Rules hard.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess video games, they're their own unique medium.
I got one last point.
Sure.
I know this is getting long.
Yeah,
but,
that's all right. Go ahead.
gamer culture. Why is it so bad? Gamergate, that kind of shit.
I don't know. I don't. I really I can't tell you like why I like that is.
Okay.
Honestly.
Here's my theory. All right. There's such a crossover between neckbeards and people who play video games.
Yeah.
Where I don't consider myself a gamer. I consider myself someone who plays video games because there's a fine fucking line. Because gamers are dicks. Like they're people that will like harass and send death threats to people for making a video game like with feminist themes.
And think the friend zone is a thing.
Right. I don't want to use the term toxic masculinity, but like it's for some reason dudes think video games belong to them.
Yeah.
And they don't.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not for you. They're not just for you.
Yeah.
You know? But like you're playing like Warcraft or Call of Duty or something and you hear a girl on the mic. You immediately are like, "Oh, you're not a real gamer. Like you're not one of us." You know?
Oh, poser.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The number of times you will hear the word cunt.
Yeah.
For sure. Why do you think people have that mentality when it's not directed at just neckbeards? Like it's just fucking video games. It's why?
I don't understand why. Yeah, like that seems to be the one medium where you see a certain amount of people that
Like
get
gatekeeping.
fucking outraged over like
Yeah.
that exactly that.
Right.
It's honestly baffling to me. I don't
It
know.
is. It's disgusting.
And we've probably all been in a lobby, Call of Duty lobby, where someone's like XXX 69 sniper 420 blaze it has yelled at has been in an argument in the lobby with his wife or he'll yell at a girl that he hears in the lobby and it's like, I don't know, man.
Racism, sexism,
Yeah.
all that shit. Like I mean, back in the day.
Cutie
Xbox
pie, what
Live,
up?
dude. Yeah, dude. Fucking old school, like Xbox and even PC, PlayStation. All of it really was like. I mean, it was just hard R's all over the place, all day, all day.
It might be like the whole thing with like with 4chan, like being anonymous,
Sure.
essentially.
Yeah, like
Even though you have your gamer tag and like there's no way of them ever finding you ever again.
I can
So
see how
you can release your
your
dumb fucking
your pent up
rage.
testosterone,
Yeah, yeah.
fucking never coming,
Yeah.
involuntary celibate rage.
Yeah, I guess, but there's really no excuse for it.
No, it's
That's
it's,
why
it's,
every
it's
time I'm
indefensible.
every time I'm in a Call of Duty lobby or just in an online lobby, I just mute.
Oh,
I
dude,
mute. I don't give a shit.
I just downloaded Dota 2. I don't know if you ever played that game, but like my favorite fucking thing to do when I have a spare like 20 minutes now,
Is to go into a competitive match and fuck it up.
fuck it up.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'll play like the hardest character that I can find, and they'll be like telling me like, oh, make sure you defend like the left lane, and don't forget to you buy your upgraded boots of speed.
All right, man.
And I'm like, all right, yeah, sure, totally, dude, I got you. Don't worry about it. I'll take care
got
of
your
this.
back, fam.
It's under control. It's all good, and then I just fuck it up.
And then they spam you. I will fucking
I
kill
get
you.
so mad. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it. I love it. It's delicious.
It's people are gamer culture. It's really it's weird. It's very weird, and I don't understand why there seems to be that like you said pent up fucking
Incel rage.
all these boys are just so full of cum, and they don't know what to do with it.
Well,
And then they just take it out on some random chat lobby.
here's my theory. Shitty people and like shitty nerds in particular are drawn to video games because, like I said, it's escapism, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And like I can see like the weird kid, like the weird Nazi kid in high school, like loving video games. And I
Don't
can
come to school tomorrow, fam.
that kind of kid.
Yeah.
Right? And like I think a lot of those people are drawn towards video games, and I think that it kind of poisons like the whole tree rather than
For
just,
everyone, yeah.
Yeah. So like yeah, like you it's a weird thing because I feel like as much as video games are necessary and important to furthering like our idea of what art can truly be, because it started out as, you know, like
Mario jumping on a goddamn mushroom.
right,
Yeah.
which it still is an incredible game that they stole, by the way. But like, yeah, it started out as that, and now you have like incredible like 200-hour long like expository like pieces about, you know, like coming of age and adventure and all that shit.
And it's also like now it goes to like these look so real. It's like the uncanny valley.
Yeah.
You know, or
Yeah.
it's like some of these things can like my mom and I we were watching the Steeler game last night, or not last night, on Sunday, and like they had a trailer for Call of Duty, and I go, oh, I can't wait for this, and she goes, what movie is this? And I go, this is Call of Duty.
I love.
And she goes, holy shit, really?
Yeah.
I go, yeah, look how fucking real that looks. That's
I love when like because now it's come full circle where like military commercials look like video games.
Yeah, right?
Like, they try to make it look
Yeah.
like a video game.
Yeah, because they know that public kids will buy it or
Mm-hmm.
go into the military if it's like, oh, it's like Call of Duty, dude.
I'm gonna get a red dot sight, dude.
Yeah, you know, you're gonna go to this military operation in Niger and die.
Is it Niger?
Yes,
Nigeria.
Niger.
It's Niger.
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 It's French, right?
I've always wanted to.
I had a kid that literally pronounced it like the
Yeah.
N-word
Nice.
in class.
And
I'm like, dude, come on.
dude, like, okay. So anytime that country comes up, I always talk about this, and I've always wanted to make this shirt. So it has an outline of the country of Niger, and then below it, it says Niger lover.
God damn it. God damn it.
It's not racist. I just love
No,
Niger. I love Nigerian culture. I love Nigerian
Oh,
food.
do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
I
Where?
do.
Where's the nearest
like it's a little
Nigerian
bit,
food place in
appropriated.
Johnstown? Oh, really? Do you really?
All
No,
right, folks.
you culturally appropriating dick. Get the fuck out
We're
of
going to
here.
go ahead and call it here.
Go play Wolfenstein.
352. Who the hell is this? I get